What's up guys, welcome back to McLaren Media, your home for everything cars, photography and videography, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to remove the front lower control arms on a 350z and replace them with stronger, better poly bushes. Right guys, so I don't know if you can see just down there, here, can you see that control arm has shifted to the left? Basically what's happened is this bush has completely failed and the arm has naturally moved to the front and is resting on the subframe. Yeah, so here's it's meant to sit over a bit more in the middle. Bit of a design flaw, but also a common issue on these cars. So what I'm going to do, I think we'll remove the whole arm, and I've got a new bush to put back in. So yeah, let's remove the arm. I'll show you how to do that. Right, so first of all you want a stubby 19mm so it fits behind here, because anything smaller you'll contact on the steering rack. And then you want to take a 19mm spanner and ratchet this one out. Right, so that's that one out. And always good rule of practice just to put the nut back on so we know that one come from there. Next is the anti-roll bar linkage. You want a 19mm stubby on the nut. And then there's space behind the anti-roll bar linkage to put a 14mm spanner. Well, that's the size I've got at least. And you can turn against each other and hold the roll bar linkage in place. You might not be able to move this straight away because the weight of the suspension is still on the actual control arm, so don't worry too much about knocking this through straight away. Then next, for some unknown reason, the bottom of the strut is a 17mm. So you need a 17mm socket on one side and your 17mm spanner on the nut on the other side. Wherever that nut is, there it is. And again, you want to turn against each other. So once this one's disconnected, this one's disconnected, and this one's disconnected, you should be able to wiggle it around and free it from the roll bar linkage. Like so. So guys, annoyingly I completely forgot to film this last bit of me getting this ball joint off, which attaches to the hub. It did give me a bit of bother, but I found the best way to do it was replace the inner control arm bolt so it holds the subframe, then get your car jack and jack it up on the hub until you put some pressure on the ball joint. It will stop it spinning. Also in there I found a really crusty like retaining pin that holds the nut in place, which I basically had to break off. They're very rusty. I will not go lie to you, this was the hardest part of this job, but eventually with a little bit of pressure on the bottom of the ball joint I did get it moving and I did manage to get it off. you can see just how bad that bush is. The design flaw is there's too much play side to side because it doesn't fill the gap, and then naturally the rubber tears and the arm shifts. So let's get that arm replaced. Right guys, so now I'm on the bench. I just want to give you the extent of the damage on these bushes. Look at that tear. It runs all the way round. There is literally no support left in that bush whatsoever, and you can just see how bad it is. And the thing is, what's laughable is I've had 2 of these before and they've done the exact same thing. Not 2 of my own control arms, they're my ones I'm going to polybush and effectively put on the car one day, but just to get through an MOT. But yeah, literally common issue, common as, you know, common as cows. So yeah, let's press this one out and put the new one, this is what it should look like, back in place. And you can see the design flaw already. There's way too much play in that shaft, or there's going to be way too much play anyway. So yeah, let's shove that back in. So guys, just quickly, I know all the way through this video I've been saying I'm going to replace that bush, but I've decided and made an executive decision I'm going to be using poly bushes instead, because 1, it's going to last forever, and 2, they're really cool and they're going to improve the handling of the car. So instead of just replacing the bush normally, I'm going to be putting poly bush in that control arm now. Okay guys, so I pushed the bushes out. Annoyingly on this arm, the anti-roll bar linkage on this bolt, nut, sorry, would not come off, so I've got to do it at the top one. But yeah, now I'm going to put the new poly bushes back in. So first of all guys, a little bit of a clean inside this race here, just with some degreasing spray. Just get all that old oil, road salt and everything out of there, make it really smooth. Next you want to take some grease, which with the Strong Flex kit is actually included in the package. You just want to rub some of that all round inside that race. Not too much, these will go in by finger, like by hand, or at least the outer bit will. So once you've done that, you basically just need to squeeze in the outer sides, just like that. And then you can go to your hydraulic press and press in this middle section. Now, you either will need a press or a vise. It's very rare that I've seen you can get these in by hand. Sometimes I've seen people do it. There might be some tricks, but for now I'm just going to be using my hydraulic press since I've got one. So guys, you get them started by hand. Lube up that middle brass area, and then really you just need to push. See, they actually go in quite easy, so you can do it by hand on the press, but we'll be using this bar because it's comfortable. And there we go guys, the bush is now installed, so it's completely poly bushed. I'm going to do this other one, practically the exact same principle, so I won't show that on camera, but then we can put it back on the car. And here we go guys, the finished piece. As you can see, compared to the original design of these bushes, these are going to last a lot longer and they're a lot more sturdy. There is no movement there at all. Refitting is exactly a reverse of the taking off. But yeah, apart from that guys, that's pretty much it. And that's all for today's video guys. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you've learned something. I definitely think the car runs a lot better. It feels a lot more not smoother, because obviously they're harder on the road, but the car feels a little bit more solid on the front because there's poly bushes on the rear suspension, and not the whole of the rear, but just the rear suspension. This just sort of it does make the steering feel more direct as well. But overall, I did that because it failed the MOT on that bush. I had 10 days to then basically rectify that problem. That's my problem rectified, and she's back on the road, and going to some shows with her soon. So yeah, really excited for that. But as always, guys, I hope you've learned something. I hope you've really enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to hit the like button, just helps the algorithm. Please don't forget to subscribe to see more content about this car, potential new projects in the future. And I will see you in my next video, guys. Cheers.